Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Yeah, I popped in on y'all a little early, huh? Y'all was waiting on me. Y'all was like, y'all were counting down. Like, we got about 10, 15 more minutes. Not today, you don't, because I popped in early, okay? As I always do. I ain't gonna keep them waiting no longer. Let's go ahead and knock this show out. How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a happy hump day. Okay, let's go ahead and speak to everyone because we don't like to be rude. Let's scroll back up so we can speak. Let's see who's first. Who's first? Erica Rogers is first. Come on in here. Erica Rogers is first, honey. She ready for the show. I know that's right. At 8:51, honey, she was in here. Good morning, Miss Erica Rogers. Thanks for coming on in here and being first. All right, Felicia is here. We see Rose Olmstead. That's my top flight mod up in here, child. I got a bunch of top flights. So don't y'all come in here with the mess, baby, because they will slam and drop kick y'all asses in here, okay? And I approve that message. Okay, Deborah Banks, thanks for being here, love. All right, good morning. Good morning, Miss Pruitt. Good morning, Cassandra D. Good morning, Team Joyce Pitt. Good morning. Ronnie is here. Sheila Washington is in the building. Sunny Days. That's a content creator. You guys check her out. Sheila Bennett is here. Pepper's Love is in the building. Caramel is here. Oh, that's me. Big Steak is here. Good morning. Kim Jones is here. Grandma 504 is here. Lies More Lies is in the building. Essence 10 to 1 is here. Angela Cuff is here. DC Girl, let them know. 501 is here. Grandma 504 wilding out, honey. Don't be wilding out too much in here now, Grandma. Okay. Delicia Dismuke is in the building. Shirley Terry is here. Purple Unicorn is here. That's a content creator. You guys check her out. Sweet Vern is in the building. SD Warren is here. Cynthia Williams is here. Says, good morning, Caramel, and have a great day. You too, love, okay? Thanks for that wonderful message, okay? Kelly Davis is in the building. Lord Eden is here. Good morning. Good morning, Lord Eden. Good morning, Denise Slay. Good morning, April RN Virgo. All right, if y'all having some issues in the chat, y'all falling out laughing too hard, you're losing your breath, y'all hit up April so she can get on over there and give y'all that good mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. All right, because she is a nurse in here. Teresa Williams is here. Good morning. She's, I'm ready for the tea, baby. We got it too. Okay. Thank you for coming on in here, Teresa. D Nice is in the building. April Pearson, I see you. Helen Thomas is here. Shaquanda is in the building. Lisa's World is here. Pamela Williams is here. Good morning. Good morning, Chevelle Carter. Good morning. Good morning. Who else we got? All right, I think I spoke to everyone else. I still see more people coming in. 76 so far in the building. I hope everybody hit the like button, okay? Even the haters in the bushes, because I know you here. All right. Tara T Baby for Life is in the building. Good morning, ma'am. All right. She said, hi. Good morning. Who we got? Brown Sugar is in our back. Brown Sugar, babe. Hey, okay. Yes, good morning. Delilah T. Adrian Wiley. Okay, good morning. Says the Caramel. Say, I love your commentary. Thanks for being here, okay? And I appreciate it. I try to give you guys some good stuff over here, okay? Let's get into our show, though. All right. Thank y'all for all being here. Please don't forget to go over and tap on the like button. Okay. Y'all gonna laugh today. Some of y'all might cry. I don't know. I ain't gonna be crying, but some of y'all might laugh. I'm gonna try to act a fool a little bit because I'm feeling good this morning. I woke up, I don't know, on the right side of the bed, I guess. I did my little prayer, you know. I do that every morning so I can center myself and hear from the Lord if I come on here and be talking to y'all. And I feel good. So we have a great show. We got some great topics for you guys, some updates. So let's get into all of that. Okay. Again, Rose, thank you, because I know Rose got it, honey. Anybody get to acting up, Rose, child? Rose got her cape on in here, honey. All right, I see Miss Pruitt. Thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and get into it. Everything said in the video is alleged, and in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right, let's go on and jump on in. Y'all know we like to do our political stuff first. Let's move you down here, honey. Ooh, child. Y'all know how to keep my show in order. Because, baby, hold up. I don't know why I put that there. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Y'all know politics is first, so let's go ahead and knock that out so y'all can be aware of what's going on, honey, because y'all was trumping it. Trump is in office. Baby, we got to stay on him, honey. We got to stay on him because he be doing too much. All right, let's jump on into it. For those of you that are on Section 8, it might be some bad news, honey. Now they're trying to take away food stamps and all this other stuff and put all these restrictions. Section 8 is no different. Now, Trump administration pushes a 2-year limit on Section 8 and public housing. Y'all hear that? So if you're in public housing or you're under Section 8, you may only have 2 years once they sign this bill. Let's get into it. Trump's FY 2026 budget, okay, would cap rental assistance at just 2 years for able-bodied adults, encoding a hard stop on support for millions currently depending on HUD, which is HUD, including working families and adults with disabilities. Y'all hear that? Now, critics warn that this could displace over 1.4 million households. Now, elderly and disabled individuals are exempt, but the change marks a radical rollback of longstanding housing policy. Now, they're saying, of course, stay tuned for local Detroit implications. Okay, so shout out to Crime News Detroit on this one. When I saw it, I was like, what? So for those of you that are low income and you are in public housing and or Section 8, you probably going to only be able to be in there for 2 years. And if you've been in there already 2 years, they may go ahead and cap it there. But so there's going to be some more changes as that's related to that. But my thing is this, and I don't want to stay on this too long. My thing is this: for anyone that's low income, and the fact that he's taking away jobs and laying people off, like, what do you expect people to do? If you take away their job and then you're taking away their place to stay, and then you're getting rid of homeless people, it's kind of like a contradictory to throw homeless people shit away after you've already taken away Section 8. So you're making more people homeless. It's not fixing the problem. If you're saying that people laying on the streets is not a good look and an eyesore for the U.S. and D.C. areas and other areas where homeless people are trying to just do what everybody else is doing to survive. If they don't have a fucking place to stay and they're sleeping in tents, that's their home. So why throw away their home and then turn around and put something out like this to say the Section 8 housing, you're getting ready to put a cap on that for 2 years, which is going to make more people homeless. So you're fixing one situation. Well, you're not really fixing it. You're creating another situation, and then you're saying, I'm cutting away food stamps. So now you're having homeless, hungry Americans. You're taking away jobs, so that's gonna make them jobless. So what is the end game here? I mean, the goal is to get in office and create laws, rules, and regulations that's going to be beneficial to everyone. Fix situations that should have been fixed in the term before you, but you're coming in and you're reversing things that's already been put into place to create more issues and wreak havoc on the people, the very people, most people that voted for you, not myself. I didn't vote for you. Never will. I'm going to vote to get you out of there if I can. But yeah, this is I don't even have a word for it. Bullshit is a great place to, I think a great place to plug that is bullshit. I mean, I don't really have a word for it. We put bullshit because that's a great word. All right, so let's go ahead and give you guys an update on this topic. This shit here, child, I'm so sick of him. I'm tired of him. I keep saying, child, the Lord took away Malcolm Jamal Warner and left Trump, and I don't never question the Lord because I know God do everything in his own timing. But sometimes I be wanting, Lord, can you hurry up, Lord? Okay? Give us back Malcolm. We take Malcolm back. You can have Trump. Well, Satan can have Trump, but I don't think Trump going nowhere near heaven, child. But Lord, come on in the child. Give us back Malcolm, and you can have Trump. Go ahead, child. You can have Trump. All right. So Jarvis Butts, let's go ahead and get into him. Everybody knows who Jarvis Butts is. We've talked about him. I've been covering this Nazaya case. We're going to go ahead and give you guys the update on this, okay? Because this is a recent update. Jarvis Butts, suspect of Nazaya Harris unaliving, appears in court. Motions denied. All right. I don't know what the hell his attorneys are thinking. That this fool right here sitting on our screen ain't going to serve life in prison. Nigga, you have multiple violations towards children. Okay, he has a fetish for children. Now, he too was, and I do sympathize with that part of it, but nigga, you grown, you know right from wrong. And I have a problem with people who are pedos that grow up and go through these things as children. You know what it felt like for you to deal with that shit. So for you to grow up and have this appetite for children to sexually assault them, and now one has not been found and is said to be unalive because you were trying to hide a pregnancy that you induced on this at the time 14-year-old. Okay, you a grown ass man, well into your 30s. What the hell you seeing a 14-year-old? I don't know. A lot of people say, oh, he was violated as a child. And again, I sympathize with. Well, she was 13, not 14, but 13. She didn't even make it to 14, thanks to him. Let's get into this. Because the more I stay on this, the madder I'm getting. Y'all feel it bubbling up, right? All right, so Jarvis Butts, who is 42 years old, not even in his 30s, 42, accused of unaliving 13-year-old Naziah Harris, appeared before a judge on August the 4th, 2025, for a pre-trial hearing. Now, the defense pressed motions to quash unrelated first-degree sexual assault charges. All were denied. Issues over cell phone data discovery surfaced during the hearing. Now, lawyers say that the transfer of files was delayed due to miscommunication. Prosecutors now expect completion by August 6th. That time has passed. We need an update. All right, so I got to go search for the update. We're not going to do it right now, but I'll have to spin the block and give you guys the update on what that is. Now, this says a new pretrial conference is set for September 16th. September 16th, I'm going to spin the block because I need to see what this conference is, what said, what new developments are going to come out of this. I'm keeping every single solitary tab on this case. I'm going to cover the trial as well. For those of you that watch me, you want to know what's going on, right here on the Karen Merrill Show. And the full unaliving trial, of course, like I just said, begins October 2025. So I'll be on it. That's approaching quickly. Okay. We're in August. We got to get through September. October will be here, and I will be covering. I hope it's live. If it's live, we're definitely going to be watching and seeing testimonies and everything that's going on. Y'all know how a trial is. And something like this this became very near and dear to me. And shout out to everybody that's been reporting on this as well and keeping everybody aware of what's been going on with this. Okay. Shout out to everyone. Okay. Y'all know I interviewed with Mark from Detroit down there. Y'all know he's been on this case as well, and so many other people. I'm definitely going to keep a close eye on this case. Okay. But shout out to them, and rest in peace to Naziah. Because baby, we know she's gone by now. We just know. All right. Very sad situation. Very sad. Let's continue. Whoo, Lord. Num yo ho renge kyo. Get that out my system, child. That made me mad a little bit. All right. Trump calls Smithsonian out of control and wants museums to stop talking about slavery. Why? Why do we need to stop talking about slavery? Slavery is definitely history. Our ancestors were treated very badly, okay? A lot of great things came out of slavery, okay? And a lot of horrible things came out of it as well, okay? Let's not completely stop talking about slavery. Some of our ancestors created things out of being in or dealing with slavery that's definitely one for the book. So we definitely not going to put that out there to say that we want to stop talking about slavery. Why is that such an eyesore for you when we went through it? And I say we in terms of our ancestors and our Black people. Okay, now Trump is now going after museums. He says that the Smithsonian and others focus too much on slavery and oppression, calling them the last remaining segment of woke. He even instructed his lawyers to review museum exhibits. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? When you stop talking about slavery and all that, then you take away all the good stuff that our children actually need to know about so that they can use that as a blueprint in order to gauge where their future is, to say, hey, this person did this. I want to be better than what this person did. When we're doing that, we're taking away the Underground Railroad and all the things that's attached to great history that we definitely need to keep etched in the back of our minds in terms of where we came from. Don't take away where I came from. I want a constant reminder of that shit. Now, it said that the museums throughout Washington, but all over the country, are essentially the last remaining segments of woke. Said that the Smithsonian is out of control, rather, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is. This is what Trump is saying. How bad slavery was and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future. Said that we are not going to allow this to happen. And I have instructed my attorneys to go through the museums and start the exact same process that has been done with colleagues and universities where tremendous progress has been made. Now, this country cannot be woke because woke is broke. This motherfucker. says that we have the hottest country in the world and we want people to talk about it, including our museums. So he don't want the ugly part of it. This is why he's removing and throwing away homeless people homes, because he's going to these other countries and he's looking at how these countries are ran, and he's trying to mirror what he's seeing in other countries, because he wants to appear to be the savior of the U.S. He wants to be this person who don't think about all the shit that happened. I want to talk about our ancestors who were beaten and mistreated by the white people, by slave masters who were made to pick cotton in 100-degree weather, where if they fainted in these damn you know, what they call them, because I won't bet it, if they fainted in these fields, let's call it that, if they didn't pick a certain amount of cotton, because y'all know they weighed the bags back then. I did my homework on this shit. You gotta know your history. Our ancestors were made to pick cotton, and if they did not pick a certain amount of cotton because they weighed their bags, and if it did not weigh what they were expected to weigh in that particular day, then they were punished by whips. Let's not forget about our ancestors who were brought to this country that didn't ask to be brought to this country, who were sold like a piece of property and brought somewhere, taken away from their families and or children, to be put on a boat with shackles and handcuffs on their bodies, attached to other slaves who did not ask to be here, and thrown from ships with anklets and chains upon their bodies. We want to take away that? Yes, ugly. It's absolutely ugly. But I don't want my Black history to be erased. I don't want to go in museums and only see white people there. I want to see Rosa Parks, who decided one day she was not going to put up with the bullshit and give up her seat, because she too deserved to sit in the same place that white people sat. The same people that she cooked for, that she sold their clothes when they had holes, the same people she cleaned up behind. So you gonna tell me I gotta sit in the back when I done been on my feet all motherfucking day, and I can't be in the history books and on the walls in museums, because it's an eyesore and a horrible reminder of the things that happened to people when it was invoked on my people? The fuck out of here, Trump. Absolutely not. I want to see all of that. I want to see, when I go in a museum, I want to see Martin Luther King on the wall, because that's a constant reminder of the person who marched for the same place that I get to be today. Yeah. I want to see Martin Luther King. I want to see Coretta Scott King. I want to see every single solitary person that had something to do with me being free to be able to speak the way that I speak so freely, to be able to go into a restaurant through the front door and not have to go through the back and be stared at because I choose to come down to the restaurant and get me something to eat just like everybody else. I want to be able to discuss what I want to discuss without being reprimanded and or arrested for my opinion. I'm glad that I can go down to the polls when it's time to and vote, because that's something that we didn't get to do back in those days. So I want a constant reminder. I want to be able to see these same, I want to look at these people on pictures. Trump want to erase that. Why? Why are you so embarrassed about that? That's history, baby. That's history. Let's move on now. That's history. Don't erase my history. It's not all ugly. All history is not ugly. Okay? All history ain't ugly. And we need to remember that. All right. So let's get to the next topic. I didn't mean to pull so much politics today, but there's so much bullshit going on, and I just definitely want to make everybody aware. Okay? But we about to get into the mess. Y'all bear with me. All right. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem shares plans to paint the border wall black at the request of Trump. Now, this is why. Let's go ahead and play it, because I got to move this show along, honey.
Remember that a nation without borders is no nation at all. And we're so thankful that we have a president that understands that and understands that a secure border is important to our country's future. Now, if you look at the structure that's behind me, it's tall, which makes it very, very difficult to climb. almost impossible. It also goes deep into the ground, which would make it very difficult, if not impossible, to dig under. And today, we are also going to be painting it black. That is specifically at the request of the president, who understands that in the hot temperatures down here, when something is painted black, it gets even warmer, and it will make it even harder for people to climb. So we are going to be painting the entire southern border wall black to make sure that we encourage individuals to not come into our country illegally, to not break our federal laws, but that they will abide and come to our country the right way so that they can stay and have the opportunity to become United States citizens and pursue the American dream. Remember that a nation without borders is...
Ain't it crazy how they had some Mexicans out there helping build it, motherfucker, and you don't even want them over here? Crazy, right? Black people out there building this too. They trying to figure out how the hell to get black people up out of the country. It won't happen. You can't change the Constitution, sir. That's exactly what he's trying to do. Nigga want to stay in there another year and figure out how he can run office again when the Constitution only says you can only run twice. He's trying to figure out how to be in there a third time. But it ain't weird to me how you want to erase history, but then you want black people to be out there building a wall. Mexicans who you say should not be in the U.S., but you want them to help build a wall to keep them out of here. Y'all see the connection here? Weird. So as you guys can see here, they are building this wall. And they have started building, or they built the wall. They're going to paint this wall black because they feel like, you know, it's going to get more heat on this wall to keep people from climbing. I'm going to tell you something about people who want to be free. And I can use our people to be an example. Black people, when we wanted to be free, we didn't give a hot boiling damn what the consequences were. And what we had to go through in order to be free when we chose to run from slave camps back in the day. And it's no different from Mexicans. If they want to get into this country, they don't give a fuck how long it takes to build. They will dig until they hit gold up under that damn wall to get over here. How the hell you think they got over here before? Y'all had security and everything out there. They still wound up over here. So building a wall, which I thought was the dumbest thing ever. The money they spent to build a wall should have been put towards homelessness. You can't keep people from somewhere they want to be. Period. That money that they used to build that wall, how much do y'all think that they spent to build that wall? A lot of money, millions could have been put towards building camps in order to get people off the streets if you're going to throw their shit in the fucking trash. This is the dumbest shit ever. I'm painting the wall black. It don't matter what fucking color you paint the wall. It's still a waste of money. Let's move on. Dumb. Just dumb. All right, so a new law, honey, a new law says that, and this is in Florida. For those of you who live in Florida, parents, y'all need to know this. Because a new law is getting ready to be put into place, honey. Where it's already in place. A new Florida law is passed that this year allows parents to give schools permission to spank their children. Never. Don't touch mine. I got it. We got it over here, honey. We got it. Mine need to be reprimanded. We got that. I had to say something to my son this morning on the way to school about his damn attitude. So I don't need the schools. I'm not going to ever sign anything for them to spank my child because no one is going to discipline your child like you will. Okay? Got some racist ass people who give your child a little bit harder licks than they would the next child just because they don't like your child. Okay, hell no, you ain't spanking mine. But said that while many states have banned corporal punishment in public schools, said that Florida allows the practice. Okay, it said that a Florida parent must give approval in principle before, they should have said to the principal, before any paddling is issued and must be carried out in the presence of another informed adult. That's how it used to be when we were in school. I remember when I was in school, paddlings were definitely very much so a thing, okay? They were. And you had to get permission from the parent before you paddled the child. So they're bringing that back. Now, do I feel like some kids do need to get a few licks so they can get their shit together? Possibly. But do I feel like they should be bringing that back, corporal punishment in the school? I feel like the parents just need to step it up. I'm never going to say that I'm all for somebody else putting their hands on your kids because everybody, like I said, they're not going to discipline your child as they need to be. But some of these kids do need their ass towed up out the frame out here. And no, I don't promote violence. There's a difference between abuse and discipline, and people need to learn the difference. All right. If you out here elbowing your child in the damn ear, body slamming them and hitting them with all types of shit that you shouldn't, ironing board cords and shit, yeah, that's abuse. But if you're spanking your child on the behind and there's a lesson behind it that is called punishment, okay? That's called, corporal punishment. There's a difference. But it's a catch-22 in this situation. While I do feel that children should be disciplined, I don't feel that it should come from someone in the school. I mean, if you're having a problem like that with your child, I think that they should give permission for the parent to come up there and take that child maybe to a room. And if they decide to spank them there, then that's just what it is. And in the presence maybe of a faculty or someone like that, a witness, if you're going to give a witness. Because why is it that the law said that a parent can't spank their child, but then you can go to the school and they can do it and ain't no charges pressed? They'll put a parent in jail for spanking their child nowadays. Ask Creflo Dollar. He spanked his child. They locked his ass the fuck up too. And he's a pastor. His daughter wanted to go out to a party. He told her no. She got smart with him and got ready to go anyway. I think she went anyway. And when her ass got home, he took his shoe off and wore her ass out. And to jail his ass did go. Okay. Yeah. She called the police and pressed charges on his ass. So what is the difference between a parent who is trying to love their child and give them corporal punishment in the home? What is the difference between them doing it and then the child going to school and the principal or somebody at the school spanking your child? It's the same shit. And they don't go to jail or get charges? Because if I come pick mine up and they got a mark on them, oh Lord, go ahead and turn the news on because I'm going to be on there. Just let you know right now. Yeah, I'm going to be on there. It's going to be breaking news. If I come to school and pick mine up, and he got a mark on him because somebody done paddled my child. Breaking news. Caramel Rail came to the school and set that bitch off. Okay. Here she is back here with about 8 police officers trying to reprimand her as she's still popping off in the background. That's gonna be how that shit go out. Okay. She's still snapping off in the background. Let's get back to you guys. We're going to be back in a few minutes because she is totally out of control back here. Okay. Y'all gonna have to take a commercial break on my ass. Because that's how it's gonna go off. All right, but let's continue. Y'all put in the comments what y'all think. Y'all put in the comments what y'all think about that corporal punishment in the school, child. Because hell no when it comes to mine. Okay, I got it. Trust. Okay, trust. Trump won't done, honey. Trump won't done. I know y'all get sick of his ass. We got to put all this out here because he is doing the absolute fucking most. Oh yeah, they're gonna have to go commercial on my ass. Cause baby, woo, to pop off that day, baby. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. All right, so the president, y'all president child, has announced that police can now do whatever the hell they want to do to residents of Washington. What is it with DC? What is it with DC, child? Oh Lord. Let's get into it, honey. Police can do it. Now, y'all remember when he was trying to get into office this last time. All right, let's go ahead and catch y'all up in case y'all forgot. Y'all remember when Trump said, when he was doing his little speech, that he was going to make it to where police officers can do their jobs and not be arrested for certain things. Kind of like how police officers busted up in people's house. Say, oh, I thought this was my house. I unalived somebody. He don't feel that they should get charges. He don't feel that, y'all remember the case where the police officers jumped old boy and unalived him? Tariq, what's the guy name? Tariq, whatever. I forget his last name. All right. Several police officers, they got off on that shit. So he don't believe that police officers should go to jail and or be reprimanded when they do things outside of the law. Now, mind you, police officers' job is to what? Protect and serve. But sometimes they go too far. And we have a lot of bully police officers out here who feel that they just rule the world and can do what the fuck they want to do. And then with Trump instilling this into their minds that, oh, there's not going to be any charges. You're going to have police officers out here doing shit just because they know that there's no reprimand behind that shit. Let's get into what he had to say, according to Black Media Page. I don't like that. As a mother who's raising a black son who's getting older, okay, and someday he's going to be out in the world, and with rules and regulations like this and police officers feeling like they can do what the fuck they want to do, it makes me nervous just a little bit, okay? But let's
knock the hell out of them because it's the only language they understand. But they fought back against law enforcement last night. And they're not going to be fighting back long because I've instructed them and told them whatever happens, they love to spit in the face of the police as the police are standing up there in uniform. They're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face. And then they start spitting in their face. And I said, you tell them, you spit and we hit. And they can hit real hard. It's a disgusting thing. I've watched that for years, for 4 years. I've watched them. The police are standing, and they're told, don't do anything under any search. So this, and you can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want. This dire public safety crisis stems directly from the abject failures of the city's local leadership. The radical left city council adopted no cash bail. By the way, until you knock the hell out of them, because it's the only language they understand. But they fought back against law enforcement last night.
Y'all hear this? This y'all president said, knock the hell out of these kids, these unruly kids. Now I get it. It's frustrating when you got a smart mouth ass child who just don't listen, and the police come, they trying to arrest them. That's their job, to arrest them, and they fighting back. You got some of them that will spit in your face. Now that's a trigger. Don't spit in my damn face. But I get it, honey. But you guys are trained to go through this. Most police, well, all police officers have to be tased and all this other stuff prior to them going out on the beat and protecting and serving, which is what they're supposed to do. Now keep in mind that comes with the job. You have some people that's gonna buck against you. People gonna fight you. Some people gonna spit all of that. So Trump is saying, do whatever y'all feel you need to do. It don't damn matter.
And they're not going to be fighting back long, because I've instructed them and told them whatever happens, they love to spit in the face of the police as the police are standing up there in uniform. They're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face. And then they start spitting in their face. And I said, you tell them, you spit and we hit. And they can hit real hard. It's a disgusting thing. I've watched that for years, for 4 years. I've watched them. The police are standing, and they're told, don't do anything under any search. So this, and you can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want. This dire public.
Yeah, it is. Again, we keep talking about it. Parents, raise your kids the way they should. Teach them to respect or respect the law. Now, like I said, we do have some crooked cops out there to be on the bullshit. Yes, they do. Teach your children to comply with what the police ask them to do. And if there needs to be a lawsuit or something filed, you deal with that shit on the back end. You want your child to make it home alive. A motherfucker like this in office telling police officers, do what you need to do what you want to do. A lot of these bully police officers, they don't need to hear that shit. Because that can go all the way left. Okay? All the way left. A lot of these kids, yes, they are menace to society, baby. And when police be trying to apprehend them, they will break out running. Because a lot of these kids are punks. I'm just go ahead and be honest with you. They be trying to fit in and do all this shit to impress other kids. A lot of these kids are scared little punks that's trying to fit in. Peer pressure got these kids out here really thinking they Billy badasses, and they're punks. So when the police get behind them, yeah, they're going to, have that little hard hysteria a little bit. But at the end of the day, when they ask go down there to the jail, they punks. Because they already know that reality setting in on their ass. So yeah, they're going to do all of that. And a lot of that has to do with the way they're allowed to be at home around parents who are also unruly. You can't teach your kids to be a certain way when you just as unruly as they are. And then act surprised when the police get their ass. And then you fussing at the police when your child out here kicking somebody's door in, or your child doing shit they should not be doing. I'm telling you, the president of the United States is telling police officers, do whatever the fuck you want to do to these badass kids if they don't listen. Police officers have mace, nightsticks, pow-pows. You can't tell a person that's holding all of that to do what they want to do. And whatever you do, there's not going to be any consequences when you do it. That makes me just a little nervous. Again, raising a black man in my home. All right. Teach your kids. Teach your kids. All right. Technology is taking over. Okay. Technology is taking over. This may be a great thing for people who are women who have infertility issues that want to have children. China has launched the world's first humanoid pregnancy robot featuring artificial womb and selling for $14,000. Now, we have a lot of people out here, a lot of women who are turning to surrogacy to become mothers. That's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I could carry a child for 9 months and then just say, here. I get it. There's paperwork and money and all that behind it. I don't know if I'll be that strong, because as a mother who carried a child, you have moments where you have bonding. When you're growing a child, you're bonding with that child. Everything you eat, that child is eating. You feel the kicks, you feel the moves. It's a bonding experience. I used to sing to my son when I was carrying my son. I would sing and rub my belly, and he would just kick. That was a bonding experience. So now China is launching the world's first humanoid pregnancy robot. This might be a beautiful thing. Y'all know China people over there in China are smart as hell. They always come up with the first everything. China and Japan, some of the smartest people. Featuring artificial womb and selling for $14,000. What y'all think about that? Y'all see that? Robot with a human baby inside this little tube thing. That's amazing. Look, y'all see this? The humanoid will be equipped with an artificial womb that receives nutrients through a hose, experts said, according to AI-generated images. All right, y'all see that? That's a human baby in there. Now, it said that the development is reminiscent of the 2023 film, The Pod Generation, where a tech giant offers couples the option to use detachable artificial wombs or pods to share pregnancy. My Lord. Now, in trials, said the researchers have shown that premature lambs, not lambs, child, kept in artificial wombs not only survived, but put on weight and grew hair, which you guys can see is pictured here. So the babies actually can live in these little things that they've created. So they're also testing to see, well, they've already tested to see if human babies could actually grow and thrive and live and be born and be healthy babies inside these little tubes that they've created. Let's get into this.
Once confined to the dark visions of science fiction is now becoming a stark reality. Scientists in China have unveiled a concept that could forever change the meaning of life and parenthood and what it is to be human. A new arms race is underway, not for military might, but for the very process of creation. Here's more.
Imagine a world where the act of pregnancy is no longer a human experience, but a technological one. A world where babies are grown in a sterile, artificial womb inside a machine. Something depicted in sci-fi cult movie The Matrix, it's the audacious new reality being pursued by Chinese scientists. They are developing what they claim is the world's first pregnancy robot, a humanoid surrogate capable of carrying a baby to term and giving birth.
What was once confined to the dark visions of science.
Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked.
This machine, they say, will be equipped with a cutting-edge artificial womb that receives nutrients through a complex network of hoses and tubes. The humanoid, priced at around $1,400, being reportedly developed by Kaiwa Technology, a Guangzhou-based tech company. But with every breakthrough comes a burning question. Just because we can, should we? For centuries, pregnancy has been the most human of experiences. Replacing it with machines sparks fierce ethical debate. What does it mean for the sanctity of motherhood and the human bond between parent and child?
Yeah.
There is also the question about who will control these artificial wombs. Will babies become products designed, engineered, manufactured? Critics warn of a slippery slope where life itself is commodified. Will the rich buy robo-surrogates while others grapple with infertility or medical risks? This machine...
You guys watch any Marvel movies? There was a Marvel movie that was out not too long ago where it kind of touched on this a little bit. So to now see that this is going to be a real thing is kind of spooky a little bit. Okay, it really is. Like they really showed like these huge glass things where actually humans, they were making like cloning humans in these glass things. So to now sit here and visualize and to see that this is really coming into fruition is weird. I ain't gonna hold you. This shit is weird. Now y'all kind of knew that scientifically this shit was probably going to be, ran by robots at some point in time. Everything is going to be robotic. I mean, look at Tesla. If that ain't robotic, I don't know what it is. A car that drives itself. We get ready to have cars that flying. Go read up on the shit. Cars that are going to actually leave the ground like a plane and can fly in the air. That's coming, y'all. Read up. I tell you, I read a lot. Some of this shit I was like, that's verifiable. Go Google flying cars. That shit is coming, y'all. So to now be able to, and it's a good thing and it's a bad thing because I kind of don't trust it. I'm not always the first person to run out and be like, oh my God, I got to try this. Because I'm like, okay, I'm kind of iffy. I don't know if this shit gonna work. I done told y'all, it took me forever to get the flu shot. And I was very, very like, hell no when it came to, what was it, child? What is it? What did we just have, child? Anyway, moving on. But so yeah, I'm not always the first to trust shit like this. I'm that way with medications and all that too. Okay, the COVID shot. Okay, I was not first one to take that shit either because I was like, okay, let me see what I do to y'all first, and then I might. Okay, but this could be a great thing for women who have fertility issues, who can't have children. This could be a good thing. Now, how pricey is going to be, that's going to be the thing. All right, so let's read a little bit. Now, a robotics CEO in China is launching the world's first humanoid pregnancy robot that will feature an artificial womb and sell for $14,000, significantly less than a $100,000 to $200,000 human surrogate. Surrogacy is high as fuck, so this might be a cheaper way for you to still become a parent. All right. I said that the tech executive claims that his company will have a prototype ready for sale as early as next year. Technology taking over. Next year, this could be a thing by next year. We're already in August. So imagine by January, robotic babies being hatched, because that's exactly what that's going to be hatched. If they can go into a woman's body and take away her eggs, if she's having issues with procreating on her own, freeze said eggs, go back and insert that same egg into you. That's called IVF. And you have a human baby. You hold like this. You look at that baby, 2 eyes, okay? A nose, lips, everything that a child has when they come out of your body. And nothing's wrong with that baby. A perfectly healthy baby that you're holding in your arms. They're doing this now by way of robot. I don't know if I want a robot carrying my child. That's weird, y'all. China, what the hell? What y'all doing over there? Oh my God. What do y'all think? Child. Now they said that China has been heavily invested in robotics, making them a leader, okay, run industrial roots per capita. Okay. It says that the nation's also been facing an alarming birth rate decline, with women waiting to have children or not at all, and some experiencing infertility with their partners. It says that per the Lancet, infertility has risen to 18% in 2020 from 12% in 2007. 1 out of every 5.6 couples of childbearing age have trouble conceiving, with surrogacy being illegal in China. Y'all hear that? So they don't even have surrogacy in China. It's illegal there. And the changing social attitudes towards bearing children, the nation faces economic concerns, a shrinking workforce, and super age society, thus resulting in the idea for childbearing. So of course they're having, as you guys can see, a lot of women over there having infertility issues. So they've gotten into the lab and say, what can we do to help women produce children? And they found out a way to come and do it by robotics. Oh my God.
They say will be equipped with a cutting-edge artificial womb that receives nutrients through a complex network of hoses and tubes. The humanoid, priced at around $1,400,
right,
being reportedly, implications are enormous, and the world is watching closely. Bureau Report, VON World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WeOn app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Implications are enormous, and the world...
I don't know, y'all. I'm iffy about that. Like I said, it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a great thing for women who cannot carry children or get pregnant on their own, to be able to turn to something that's least expensive than hiring someone, a surrogate, to carry said child. Okay, that's weird to be bonding with a robot. or reaching up and hug or rubbing the belly of a robot in order to, because you know some women who have surrogates, they sometimes they go and they bond. They still have the bonding moments with the person carrying their child. So that'd be weird laying there with a robot and trying to rub on the stomach and bond with this baby, which you probably can see the baby through there too. That's something else. Let's go back so y'all can see it.
What was once
You be able to see the baby that's being hatched in said robot. That might be a good thing or a weird thing. I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I don't know. So it's like a whole wound. If you guys can see it, I know it's kind of small up here. The picture that they're showing up here is kind of a smaller picture, but it's an actual wound inside the robot. And then you can see the cord, a biblical cord here. And then there's the baby. Okay. So that might be, I don't know. That might freak me out a little bit. But that's how it's going to be. And you can actually reach up and see this baby that's being carried for you. Okay. And yeah. And they'll go in, of course, and robotically take the baby out. This shit is weird, y'all. Technology is so crazy. But shout out to China, honey, for being able to do that. And they tested it on baby lambs, and the shit worked. So it's going to be a real thing as early as next year. Mm-hmm. They said, let's make babies, they said. Right. Child. Y'all know they've started cloning stuff like long time ago. Y'all know they test rats and all that stuff for, you know, and cloning rats. They've been doing shit like that. So does this surprise me that they're doing this with babies? No. Is it a little weird? Yeah. That a robot walking around pregnant with a baby. But moving along, child, let's get into some mess. Let's get out of politics and all that. Let's get into the mess. Because I know that's what y'all like, honey. Mess. All right. Let's get into it, Ty. All right, so Monique, child, comedian Monique says that Tyler Perry has a God complex, and she don't. Oh, girl, said that doubles down on her claim that he ruined her career and says that she won't stop until he makes it right. Said that you publicly shame me now for what is you publicly shame me. So now you have to publicly fix it. This is what she's saying. Now you cost my family millions and millions of dollars. All right. Now you coming after Tyler, baby. Listen, you're about to be blackballed again, Monique. All right. You're about to be blackballed again. Here you go. Now, this man done issued a whole apology, and here you are, you know, spin the block on his ass again, talking about what he did to you back then, and your ass about to be blackballed again. Don't be surprised when you can't get no more work in Hollywood and ain't nobody checking for your ass again, because they had to sit you down. Hollywood had to sit you down for a little bit, and then you start crying about you felt like your ass was being blackballed, and here you go back again, fucking with Tyler. Tyler got a lot of pull in the industry. He's connected to Oprah, who also, you know. Okay, here we go.
How you deal with the lies and the stories and all the stuff that people put, because I'm growing into my star. You've been a star way longer than me.
You know, one of the biggest entertainers in the world is Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry told a lie on me. And that lie cost me 12 years of my career. 12. And I know.
And about to be 12 more years a slave for your ass, okay? Because you still talk about it.
I know that you work for that man. But as I told you before, and I'm going to say it again, until he fixes it, I will not stop, because that's how the monster is created. We're too afraid. We're too scared. We're too fearful that you're going to take something from me. So I'm just not going to say anything. Harvey Weinstein is where? He's in jail. Now that's been going on for decades, but everybody said, let it go. Don't say nothing, which allowed that man to do more damage to women over the decades. As long as I can help it, I'm saying, Tyler Perry, you will not do this to another as long as I can help it, because you told a lie and you feel like you have the gut.
How you deal with the lie
complex? So I ain't got to fix it. Either you'll fix it in life or you'll be dealt with in death. It's totally up to you.
Is that a threat? That feels like a threat right there. That sounds like a little threat right there. Girl, you might want to.
But I'm not going nowhere. Oprah, I'm not going anywhere until y'all take accountability and fix it. Y'all messed with my livelihood, which messes with my family. Never would I do that to anyone. So until they fix it, I won't back down.
Well, let me ask you, what does fixing it look like to you?
You see what Lee Daniels did?
Mm-hmm.
That man walked out on that stage publicly. See, you publicly shamed me. You publicly shamed me. So now you have to publicly fix it. Tyler Perry, you cost my family millions and millions and millions of dollars. And it is a beautiful thing when you tip somebody $3,000. It's a beautiful thing when you give somebody $400,000 because their house burned down. Those are good deeds. However, you know what you did to a Black woman named Monique. So all of that, the universe is watching and saying, God complex. so I ain't gotta fix it.
Child.
Either, okay, we see what you're trying to do, but you can't fool us. And I don't believe I'm the only one. Of course not. You don't do that to somebody and it be your first time. You don't, because you're too comfortable in doing it. You cost my family millions.
So it's a public apology and you want restitution.
Yes. And I say that unapologetically. You are on tape saying what you did to me was wrong. You are on tape. That's your voice, Tyler Perry. You called us. We didn't call you. You said what he did to me was wrong and he was going to fix it when his movie Boo came out. When did Boo come out? 2016. We are now in 2025 and you've not fixed that. You've not fixed it. Okay, we see what you're trying to do, but you can't fool us. And I don't believe I'm the only one.
Monique, she is such a fucking narc. Like, girl, this man already sent an apology, so you want him to come on a stage. Now, and I'm all for it. I kind of get what she's saying, but it's kind of fucking annoying a little bit because it's given that you can't move past certain things. That's a mental illness to stay on a nerve like this when a person, first of all, already apologized and made it very much so clear to you they're ready to move on and not continue to stay in this space, but you're still here with it. Okay, it's given that every single solitary day and night you're laying back on your bed, you're staring at the ceiling, and the only thing that runs through your mind is Tyler Perry and what he may have said and or done to you. And you're still here on that nerve, and you're not able to move on with your life and be happy. It's giving that Tyler Perry lives rent free, like a whole apartment complex in your mind over a situation that he's already apologized to you for. But because he won't do it in the way you want him to do it, which makes you have a God complex, because people feel like they can control you and make you do what they want you to do when they want you to do it. Well, if a person break down and apologize, you don't know how much it took for them to do it. I'm going to say it to you, right? If I apologize to you, I meant that shit. Because most of the time, I don't want to apologize anyway. So if I break down and say, you know what, I apologize, you better go ahead and take it or move on with your life, because I'm not apologizing again. That's just my attitude. I'm sorry. I'm a Leo. I don't be caring like that. But when I do take the time to care, and when you catch me when I care, and I say I'm apologizing to you for something, and that's not good enough for you, fuck you. That's my mentality. Maybe I need to grow up a little bit. Maybe I should grow up a little bit. But today, I don't feel like it. Okay? I'm just saying. Grow up. Grow up. For years, we sat back and watched this girl. You kept calling out Tyler Perry, Oprah, Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels came up and hugged Monique at that sorry-ass Netflix special in front of everybody so she can stop mentioning his fucking name. That's why he did that, because she kept doing it. It's like you going to embarrass somebody into doing what you want them to do. That's what it is. That's what she's trying to do to Tyler. You're going to keep talking about this situation until Tyler say, you know what? Fuck it. Damn. Okay, come here. Monique, I'm so sorry for what I said to you and what I said. Nah. That's what you want him to do. You want somebody to kiss your ass so that you can feel better about the situation. And until they do it, you're going to keep doing interviews and talking about Tyler to disparage his character and to make everybody think he's the most horrible person in the world because he won't kiss your ass when you say he should kiss your ass. You got some people out there that's like that. But I've been prone to not give a fuck about people that do shit like that, because when I don't care no more, move on with your life. Tyler obviously don't care no more. This man is running $1 million business. He's getting sued by people that said that he touched them. Should I have said that? Too late. And he's got other shit going on. Why are you still bothered about this when the man said I played the damn video, the audio where the man said, you know, if I offended you for something, I apologize. That won't good enough for her. He's like, oh, he publicly said this, so I want a public apology. Girl, should this be breaking news? You want this man to run to NBC News and say, okay, hi, I'm Tyler Perry. Monique, if you're watching, I just want to say I apologize to you for whatever I said and or did to offend you in that moment. Do you accept my apology? Back to you, Bob. Is that what you're looking for? Get the fuck out of here. No, girl, moving on. See how we did that? I gave you your 2 minutes of shine and we out of here on that shit. Girl, we ain't about to talk about it no more. Move along, girl. Move along. Okay? Stampede your ass somewhere and sit the fuck down and reflect on why your life is so fucked up. Back to you, Ball. All right, according to Baller Alert, Somebody else is just fucked up out here too. It's Tamar Braxton, honey. We're gonna give her a little shine this morning too. But before we do, my mods are letting me know that we do need a jam session. So just let's go ahead and jump into that, and then we're gonna get back to the mess. Okay. Period. Girl. I wish I would, child. Be laying up, staring at my ceiling, losing good sleep. Losing good sleep over some mess like that, child. I shall not. Jam session. Y'all know what to do, honey. All right, twerk on over to the like button for me and tap on it if you shall. Yes, honey, stampede, baby. Stampede on over. And get the rock, baby. Okay? Here. Not there. I ready. All right. Tap that line. Hey. Hey. Tap the light. Hey, hey. Tap that like, let's get it, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. All right, Grandma 504 says she's working. Let me find out. Hey, hey. And she's twerking. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, Grandma 504. Twerk on. Hey. Work it out. Work it out. Work it out. Work it out. Hey, 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 hey. Hey. The foot walk. Hey. Get it. What about 250? Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Let's get it. Tap the like. Everybody in the building, tap the like. Tap the like. Hey. Everybody tap that like. Let's go. Boom. Hey. Tap the like. Let's do it. 58. Okay. Everybody tap that like. Did everybody tap that like? Put my new beat on there. There's some new music out here, okay? Yeah. To the room. Okay. That's some new music. Let's go ahead and put this out there. Hey. Tap that like. Let's give y'all what it is. Y'all like this? Tap that like. Hey. Hey. That. Yes, Lord. All right, let's get into it, honey. Tamar Braxton opens up about a near unaliving experience and serious injuries. Okay. Sometimes I really be thinking she just want attention, child. She just need a good hug, somebody to hug her and say, girl, you're gonna be all right. All right, cut the shit out. But let's get into what she had to say. All right. Now, Tamar, honey, is sharing a deeply personal update with her fans after suffering a terrifying medical emergency. Okay. Thank y'all so much for hitting that like. I see them coming. I see the likes going up. Thank y'all so much. All right. All right. So it goes on to say that the Grammy nominated singer, honey, took to Instagram stories to reveal that she nearly lost her life this past Sunday after being found unresponsive with several or severe rather injuries. Now, in her message, said that Braxton explained that she was discovered in a pool of blood by a friend who immediately rushed to help. Said that she went on to detail the extent of her injury, saying that she fractured her nose, lost several teeth, and is struggling with mobility. It goes on to say that the experience has left her physically weakened and emotionally shaken. What the hell happened? Said that I almost died Sunday, according to Tamar. Says it as the days go by, the worse it is. Said that the way I look at life now is totally different. Well, hopefully, girl, you can stop being so damn petty. Maybe this was a life-changing experience for you. I pray it was. I really, really do. But prayers up, okay? And nevertheless, prayers up, because I don't ever want to see nobody going through no medical emergency like that, honey, whether we think that you're annoying or not, because you very much so are annoying. But hopefully the Lord came in, honey, and sat down with you and said, okay, girl, this is your changing moment right here, okay? All right, so this is what she had to say. Let's go ahead and read it, girl, because she wrote us a good book, and I'm going to go ahead and read it. All right. According to Tamar, she says, I struggle to write this, but everyone keeps calling me. And honestly, I can't really talk anymore. I'm so weak. I got to read it in her voice. All right. Y'all know I'm dramatic, girl. Says, I almost died Sunday. Lord. Now, I was found in a pool of blood from my friend with the face injury, Lord. Now, as the days go by, the worse it is. Oh, Lord. I fractured my nose, Lord. Okay. I lost some teeth and mobility. The way I look at life now, Lord, is totally different. Okay. Now, as my health is on the mend, my mental journey begins. That sounds like a poem. Now, I said to pray for me, Lord. Okay. For real. And I don't even know what had happened to me. My heart is broken. Okay. That's what the broken emojis mean. All right. Was that okay? Y'all know I had to be child. I had to read that in her voice because, she was, Tamar be real emotional, and when she be crying, she be fake crying. Her lip at the bottom be like this. Let me read that last line again because I don't feel like I was in full character. All right. Now, I don't even know what had happened to me. Let me hold my chest. Hold on, because it feels more real when I do this. All right. It feels a little bit more real when I do this. Okay. Let's see. I don't even know what had happened to me. All right. Hold on. All right. There we go. There you go. All right. So, yeah, that's what she said. Okay. So I had to get in full character, girl. Yeah, that's how it was. Okay, so what y'all think about Tamar in that moment? Okay, so you gotta stop it, y'all, in the chat. Okay, I'm trying to cry. The one moment y'all get to see me cry, y'all would act like that in the chat. Stop it. I'm trying to cry for y'all. Okay, baby, I'm trying to cry for you. Okay. All right. So what y'all think? Prayers up for you, Tamar, girl. Okay. Hold on. I feel some more coming. It's welling up. It's welling up. All right, we done. I ain't crying no more shit. I can't do no more. All right, because I gotta finish my show. I can't be in here crying too much in here. Nah, let's get on with this show. I love you, Tamar. This much, girl. Just a little bit. Take as much as you can from that. All right. Take as much as you can from that. That's all, girl. That's all I got. I still love you though. Just a little bit. Take what you can from that. All right. I ain't shit sometimes, y'all. I'm working on it. Damn. All right, so Tory Lanez uncle, child, somebody else loud and wrong. He still ain't getting out of jail. I don't give a damn who else come up and talk for Tory. The leprechaun will stay in the prison system, okay? Damn. First your daddy out here hollering, Tory did not talk. That's his daddy out there from the courthouse. I said, if you don't take your square-headed ass somewhere and sit the fuck down before you be in there with him, okay? Now I get it, he got stabbed up in jail and whatnot. That's the past tense of stabbed. All right. So I get it that all of that happened to him, but all of that shit that y'all was talking, he's still sitting in jail. So you did all that hollering for nothing. You know, when I didn't got your Beijing and all that shit sprayed and got your hairline in and sprayed and went out there doing all that hollering, and Tory is still in jail. But let's get into what his uncle had to say. Now, Tory Lanez's uncle says Megan says that Tory and Kelsey should have handled the pow-powing incident on their own. Like, don't even call the police. Never mind the fact that I pow-powed you, girl. Let's talk about this amongst ourselves. And don't even call the police, okay? Even though I almost took your life and whatnot. Claimed that Tory got the short end of the stick. Oh, Really? Now, her career going down the drain. Now, she wasn't bigger than Tory. Really? Oh, okay. So let's see what he had to say, child. Because he loud and wrong.
Deeply in my heart that night was a night that all them could have handled themselves without getting anybody involved. Because it was just a twisted evening. You see what I'm saying? And due to the fact that Tory always wanted to be the problem solver. That's just him. He always wanted to be the one that solved shit. You feel me? In the best way, everybody know the best way to solve shit in Hollywood and everywhere else to what is just shut the up, be quiet. Right? And so everybody was quiet and he was like, listen. He could have opened his mouth from the gate and said, I didn't do this shit with whatever. Because that's what it was, to witness everything. But to be a man and them to be women, just shut the up, man. Just let it go away. And he got the shorty into the stand. You don't know Tory. You don't know Daystar. Exactly. If you think he just started this shit, his heart is so big. He didn't listen. He don't know none of these guys, none of them guys. I believe deeply in my heart. He went home. He's still going. Hey, look, every year he'd give me $50,000 to send to unite the people for people to come home from prison.
So that's why you loud like this, because he give you $50,000. Oh, I knew it was something behind this. You must be his favorite uncle if he gave you that much money, because he paid you all this for you to come out here and look stupid like this. So Megan should not have had the police involved, even though she was pow and could have lost a lot of blood and not been here with us today, because your nephew Tory Leprechaun Lanez, honey, was just out here on his Rambo bullshit that night. Oh, really? Weird, right? That's
you said find as many people as you can. You probably got $2,500 worth of tickets, or you know what I mean, to bring them home. You know what I mean? So this is what he was doing. I get on the phone and be like, man, who you know this in jail, and I can help him get out. You know what I mean? But this is what he was doing with his money. Not saying just with his money. I'm about to go do a show. I got you. We better get some people.
Doing all
and she like, why you arguing with my homegirl? She participated in the argument. He get upset and he just tell her like straight out, like, why you believing in, why you own her? She ain't your friend. And then they say, listen, they don't even want to say that, you know, she was drunk and what really happened because it's gonna her career up.
But you know, it's
her career going down.
Can she talk? Now the Becky was trying to jump in and get a word in edgewise, and he's still going. Damn. Can somebody turn him off so somebody else can talk?
She wasn't nobody. Really, that she was going up, but she wasn't.
Girl, just raise your hand and see, can you jump in? Because he going off.
Bigger than Tory?
And you know,
she wasn't bigger than Kylie. And Kylie
again, can she talk? Damn.
Don't even see. She was just a girl there that got up at the situation, and you feel me? And they wanted her to leave. They was having a good time. She was kind of irate, faded.
Shout out to Neighborhood Talk, child. Ooh, and baby, he is talking.
All right, come on, get up out of here. Go ahead, go. You feel me? She didn't want to leave. I invited Tory. You got to go with me. No, Tory can stay. They won't
get the shorter version, okay? Because I'm still like doing next and next. Like you could have wrapped this up on the first tab, but let's continue, child. Becky still ain't got nothing to say. Becky still ain't jumped in yet because his ass still going.
She get up halfway asleep and just get in the car. No, but listen to this though. Listen to this though. Y'all.
Mind you, he was not there, so we're getting this from a third party, if you will. Okay, how do you know every single solitary detail of what happened that night when your ass wasn't even fucking there? I don't remember seeing you in the video, and I've seen the video of that night, and you, sir, were not in the video. So you're getting Tory Lanez's perspective in terms of what happened, and that's called third party. So we can't really take that as reliable information because it's hearsay, right? Hearsay does not stand up in court. So you're standing out in front of these people, good building, and Becky can't get a word in edgewise, and you're acting out and doing all of this shit that you're doing for why? And I know it's for what. For why are you doing this? We are not trying to hear shit you saying right now, sir, because at the end of the day, you're loud and wrong. We get it that you are Tory Lanez's favorite uncle, and you're trying to speak out for him, and in hopes that it will, you know, trigger the court system to maybe give him this good old appeal that they are not denied once again. Okay, 10 years is what he's facing, and that's what he will serve. Maybe next time he will stop running around acting Billy Badass like he is that guy out here pow-powing people and thinking he can get away with it because he's Tory motherfucking Lanez and on the gang. Now your ass got to sit for 10 years, okay? I'm sorry you got to do all your music from prison, but that's just the way love goes. All right, moving along. I don't care no more. I don't want to hear nothing he got to say, nothing else. Let's get into these two right here, and I'm sick of them too. but it's news. I hope you guys can use, because I couldn't use it, but I guess I have to because it's new. I'm sick of these two. So Papoose child showers Claressa Shields, okay, his side piece when he still got a wife at home, with love, and she replies, "It feels good to be in love with someone who is in love with you back and still in love with their ex-wife." Oh, I added that. Okay. Please go ahead and get your divorce. I feel like this is her first boyfriend. Do y'all feel like that? I feel like that Papoose is Claressa Shields' first boyfriend. I really feel like, because that's how she acts. But let's continue, y'all. Okay, because I ain't never seen nothing like this movie. The music, okay. Child, she out here with her duck wings on and her bodysuit. Okay, the duck wing and the bodysuit. She getting ready to tell us just how much he's done for her. She says, it feels good to be in love with someone who is in love with me. So you had to climb up the stairs, honey, with your bat wings on and your bodysuit and your chain on, okay, and your makeup beat and your edges laid, honey, to let us know that Papoose is doing something he's already been doing. Thank you, girl. She is so annoying. I'm trying to like you, Claressa, but you really getting on my damn nerves. You are, girl. Like, you do not have to announce and or post everything you and Papoose do. You really don't. Minus the song again. Here she is, child. All these damn feathers looking like a dumbass bird sitting up here. A dumbass bird. Get over it. He's supposed to do that in a relationship. She's so happy to be with a married man. It's probably gonna go back to Remy anyway when this shit wear off. You over there making burgers, bacon, and every damn thing else to start with a B. Bullshit. Burgers, bacon, and bullshit, and nigga about to pack up all his stuff and go back home to Remy. I want you to be this loud and this sure about yourself when the nigga go back to Remy Ma. I want to see just as many videos, okay? I want to see some crime videos. I want to see you over there with your bottom lip trembling when the nigga go back to Remy, okay? Because that's a reason. I said it yesterday. There's a reason why he has not signed that damn divorce and they ain't finalized that shit. I'm telling you, people who sick of the other person and they want to be free, they go file that shit and they follow through. He ain't following through for a reason. Now, anybody can go file something. Anybody can go file something down to the courthouse. But when you follow through, that's when it really let me know that you about that life. You ain't about it. They ain't about that life. Y'all playing in my damn face. This area right here, you playing all in this area. If the nigga was ready to move on and wife you and have a baby, how you let him tell you he want to impregnate you before he put a ring on it? Why are we normalizing that? And nothing against nobody that ever did it. I'm just saying, if the nigga want to be with you, let him do the shit the right way. Go down there to the courthouse. You already said you fired it. Go down there and follow through. Get a court date. You and Remy going up in there. Go and pay her that little child support for y'all daughter and go on and move on, honey. Move on. You gotta keep posting this shit. We see y'all together. Then she go back up the stairs again, child. And when I saw this the first time, and maybe it's the petty in me, I wanted her to twist her ankle on that third step. Because I'm like, bitch, I'm tired of you at this point. I really wanted her to twist her ankle and fall a little bit. And yeah, in this video, I wanted to see her do that. But anyway, so here he comes. You look so beautiful as always. Wow. I ain't never want to see somebody fall up the stairs in my life. Like, I'm so sick of them. Here she go, child. A thirsty ass bird. That's what you look like in this damn video. Moving on. I don't even care no more shit. I'm sick of them. Fall up the stairs already, okay? I'm wishing harm on people. Should I do that? Fall up the stairs. Shit. I'm sick of y'all now. Damn. All right, so let's move on. I'm so tired of them, Lord. Watch it be something else today with them too. I'm so tired of them. Oh my God. All right, so black pastors open up on whether they ordain an openly gay man or woman in their churches. Now, we see a lot of this going on now. There's some churches in Atlanta, Georgia, all right, that are like gay pastors. It's a pastor out there that's married to an actual man. That's a gay pastor that's married to an actual man, okay? Now, we know biblically that does go against the Lord and what he says in terms of a man, when a man findeth a wife, you know, a man being let me just say this, and I don't have nothing against nobody that's gay. Be what you want to be. I don't judge no one. I told y'all my best friend of 26 years now is gay. I have several friends who are gay. I don't have a problem with them. But in the church, it just kind of looks a different way. So in this particular post, let's go ahead and get into it. in terms of what they have to say. All right, Jamal Bryant with his ignorant ass is up in here as well. If any of his members are in my chat, please do not start it, okay? It's my opinion.
Managing the gay community.
Shout out to East on Site.
We don't.
Would you let them serve? Jesus.
Now that's where it gets sticky for me.
Would you ordain an openly gay man or woman? It's simple, yes or no. I don't want to hear no.
You just want the yes or no?
I just want a yes or no question.
I mean, I have.
Because my church is Jesus model. Would you ordain somebody that you knew was a practicing robber? He robs. He Atlanta is the home invasion capital of the world. Would you ordain somebody you know that this guy, he runs a robbing crew?
So I'll answer your question, but for me, my church is, again, we're more Jesus model.
But this your third time saying your church is the Jesus model. What you think our church is?
Uh-oh.
It gets even better. Don't forget to like, share.
So it looks like this is going to be a new show. I might have to check this out because I like stuff like this. I love stuff like this. Now, they said that pastors are opening up about a tough topic, whether they would ordain an openly gay man or woman. Said that the answers show just how divided the Black church still is on LGBTQ and inclusion. All right. It says, do you think asexuality should disqualify a person or someone from being ordained? Biblically, I'm going to say this. I grew up in church my entire life. Okay. They said that you're supposed to bring souls to church. All right. That's where they come to. Church is kind of like a spiritual hospital. This is where you go to, be free of all your ailments, to, whatever. But I'm going to say this. I never grew up in a church where openly gay pastors were accepted. Okay. I grew up Church of God in Christ. I never saw that in my church. Okay. I never judged anyone for that as well. And I keep saying, live how you want to live. It's not my job to judge anyone, but I don't think that would be right to ordain a pastor when the Bible clearly goes against said actions. Okay. Did I say it right? I want to make sure I say it right. I just don't feel like it would be right biblically to do that. And I know I said it wrong. But I don't know. It's a fine line. It's a fine line. I just feel like, the world and the church should never collide in terms of what the good books say versus what the world has deemed to be acceptable. Okay, let's say it that way. All right. But you can't change what the Bible says. The Bible says a man should be with a woman should be with a man. That's what the Bible says. But we're living in a day and age now where people kind of do what they want to do. They love who they want to love. Love who you want to love. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm saying in a biblical standpoint, it does say that is not the right way to go. But this is going to be a new show I will watch. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. A lot of churches, you will, most of the time, the choir director is going to be probably gay. And they make some very good music. And they make very good choir directors as well. Okay. Some of the baddest choirs back in the day and in today's churches nowadays are gay, choir directors. I've seen it. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. I'm talking about they will rock a church. Okay, I'm talking about rock. You be like, damn, they jamming in here. Oh, well, not damn, because you're in church, but you be like, damn, oh, this is a good choir. That's what I listen to. When I go to church, you got to be the pastor got to be preaching right, honey. And I want to hear some good music and some good singing. All right, I want to hear a good word. The atmosphere got to be right, and them choirs, y'all better be on it, and you better be on key because I'm listening. I love a good choir because I grew up in the choir. All right. Baby, yes. So I don't know. I'm gonna watch this show. I'm gonna watch this show. All right. What is it? NT some type of TV network. Let me go back. Let me see. What's the name of this show?
Share and subscribe to Merge TV on.
All right. So on Merge TV, do I have that? I might have it on my Fire Stick.
YouTube.
So
are you guys?
A new show on Merge TV. I'm gonna look it up. All right. About these pastors. Y'all already know they had another show about pastors too. I used to watch that. But yeah. What do y'all think? Put it in there. I don't want to stay on this topic too long, child. All right, so Kim and Kroy, I'm gonna hit it and quit it on this one too, as well, because I gotta move along, child. 10:30, yeah, I gotta get moving. Ooh, child. Y'all know some of these topics I get long-winded, child, like a Southern Baptist pastor. All right, so Kim Zolciak, child, who is set to return back to Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17 next season. She and Kroy, child, they still fighting, even though they ain't in the same house. Now, Kroy just came out the other day to say that he wants full custody of the children. He feels they should stay with him because Kim is not a good parent. She's not a great disciplinary, and there's a lot of things that the kids are seeing and being exposed to being in the presence of Kim, who is their mother. All right, Kim and Kroy have 4 children together. Okay, and Kroy, of course, is working a regular schmegular job, and he feels the children would be better off with him. So Kim Zolciak says that ex-Kroy Bierman is stalking her after he came forward to say all the things that she's doing while they ain't living together, and now she wants him behind bars. All right. Yes, it is called Merge TV. All right, Merge TV. Y'all look on Merge TV for the new pastor show. I'll get the information. I may have to drop it in my either on Instagram or on. I'll probably do a post on YouTube, okay, once I figure out what the name of the damn show is for the pastors, okay, but I'm gonna definitely watch that. All right, so let's get into this. Said the domestic divorce between Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Kim Zolciak and her estranged husband, because they still married, Kroy Bierman, has taken a darker turn. Now, I just saw a picture the other day where the two of them were kissing. I'm confused. And most recently, they were saying they did not want to divorce, that they wanted to try to make the marriage work. But now Kim is saying she wants him behind bars. I don't get it. And then Kroy wants full custody. Are y'all both bipolar? It's weird. Let's continue, child. According to court documents filed on August the 15th, that was a few days ago. All right, 5 days ago to be exact. Zolciak, who is 47, has accused Bierman, who is 39, of stalking and violating their temporary parenting agreement. Now, Kim claims that Bierman, which is Kroy, interfered with her court-ordered parenting time and exhibited erratic behavior, including following her to a third party's home, not following, that's stalking, telling her on errands, and even confronting someone that she was with at a Costco. Said that she alleges that his behavior was concerning, or so concerning that the third party's attorney threatened legal action unless he backed off. It said that in the filing, Kim asked the court to hold Bierman in contempt and issue an order to keep him away from her residence and impose sanctions, including possible jail time and reimbursement of her legal fees. They are still fighting. This is crazy. Now, the couple who share 4 children, like I said, together, have been locked in an ongoing and contentious legal battle since filing for divorce. Again, these two filed, but they ain't going through with it. There's a reason. Because I just told y'all the other day, and this is a recent post where they were seen, and it looked like a neighbor. The way the picture was set up, it looked like Kroy may have been at Kim's house, or Kim may have been at Kroy's house. Anyway, they were standing outside, and they were like lip lock. It wasn't like a peck. It looked like they went in for it, like one of them, where you got to move your neck with it. Y'all know that's one of the good kisses, when you move your neck with it. But that's what it was given. So one of the neighbors took a picture and posted that shit online of the two of them lip locking, okay? On that, I said, "Oh, okay. I thought y'all were fighting just now, but okay. Maybe he came over there and got a little nookie. All right, they went over there and fought a little bit, because baby, that's some of the best time when you fighting, and that makeup kind, that's the best kind. What, baby, knock her wig off. Kroy went over there and knocked her wig off. All right, and sealed that thing with a kiss outside by the car. And now she want him in jail. Girl, if he go to jail, you can't get him on that good. All right, somebody else gonna be getting it. You go over there and pick them kids up. He gonna be walking funny. Get into it. So let's get it. Shamar Moore. All right. Now, baby, when he was on the Young and the Restless, I ain't even gonna hold you. I had the biggest crush on Shamar Moore. I said, Lord, this man is fine, God. Okay. Oh, Lord, he is so fine. Ain't nothing wrong with looking, because I got a good fine one over here too. But Shamar Moore, I always had a mad crush on him. But baby, but let's get into it, Connie, because he had time to be up and cussing somebody out. And sometimes you gotta cuss people out. All right. Sometimes you got to cuss people out and just deal with that shit on the back end, because some people just be out of line. But somebody decided to be up and playing in his face. Okay. It sounds like he has a stand, which is a crazy fan, is what they call him. Now, I said that Shamar Moore blast a stand who issued unaliving threats to his family, as you should. Don't nobody get to make no threats and you just sit back like, oh, okay. Have a great day now. Nah, you cuss their ass out and deal with that shit tomorrow. All right. So let's get into what he had to say. Well, let's go ahead and read up so y'all know. Said that Shamar Moore is not playing games. It said that the SWAT exile star just put a dangerous stand on blast after they sent unaliving threats to his partner, daughter, and family. Said that he's calling on fans to help identify the person and says that the law is already involved. All right. So he done called down there to the Popo station and put out a police report just in case a bitch want to act up. And he gonna be within rights to do what he gotta do. So let's get into it. Oh, and not with his shirt off. Oh Lord. Hold on, y'all. Num yo all right, ciao. Oh, I felt that.
Yo, this is serious business. I don't know if I'm supposed to do this. I don't know if IG takes it down or whatever, but you're fucking with my family. All right, that means Desiree dies, and that means my daughter Frankie, Desiree's daughter Charlie, and her son Caden. I'm asking all my homies, fans, and baby girls, no bullshit. Be detectives and find out who this crazy bitch is, because Desiree is being threatened with her life. I'm gonna murder you. I'm gonna kill you. I hope Charlie dies. I hope Frankie dies. I hope they drown. Like, this is crazy. And look, I've made all the right calls to my people, my team, private investigators, LAPD, the
He's so fine when he mad. Oh my God, I keep being mad.
DA. I got everybody in their mama. You don't come for me or nobody like that.
Tell him.
If I find this person, and I intend to find this person, we're gonna shut you the
down.
Yo, this is serious business. I don't know about down. I'm sorry for my French, but you don't play with people's lives like this. So I'm gonna attach some comments with the address SFM, a fan of mine, which is crazy. I think, I don't know. It could be someone in Sweden, someone in Germany, somebody down the street. It could be a 13-year-old who thinks he or she is funny. Cut the shit out. It ain't funny. All right? You don't mess with people like this. And if I figure out who it is, you got to buck down. I'm sorry for my French, but this...
And he ain't playing today. Y'all hear that? So whoever it is, the crazy Stan, a.k.a. fan out there that's threatening Shamar Moore and his family, y'all better stop it, because he done went down there to the Popos and let them know. And he done cussed your ass out to let everybody know that he ain't going to tolerate it, okay? He is so fine when he mad. Oh, my God. Lord have mercy. The way his eyes is right now, and he mean that shit. You can see how his eyes getting a little dilated right there. Why you had to do with your shirt off, though? Because I ain't hear shit you said, okay? I just know you cussed somebody out, but I don't even know what you said, because I'm sorry, y'all. Am I going through menopause? Because I'm sweating. But anyway, what y'all think about that? Put it in the chat, child. Put it in the chat. I got to move on. Lord have mercy. Damn. Do I need to change my panty line? I'll be all right. Okay, so let's get into... Shit. All right, let's get into actress Tasha Smith. Y'all seen her in a lot of Tyler Perry movies, okay? And I love her because she crazy as hell. Damn, he fucked me up a little bit. All right, so yeah, Tasha Smith. Damn, I can't even read. Tasha Smith, child, actress Tasha Smith shares a powerful testimony. All right, I'm gonna have one too in a minute. After she says, "Now that I understand the love of a father," come on, father. Okay, so we're gonna look at this, child. Jesus, okay, my Lord. Ooh, child, I might have should have skipped that topic, child. I'm going through early menopause in here right now. My Lord. All right, so let's get into what she had to say, Lord, while I recover over here.
Stop doing.
Why am I praying all that? I might need to put some of that on.
Cocaine. I stopped drinking. I stopped cigarettes. I stopped, girl.
Right,
I was celibate for 8 years. 8 years. And I was so depressed. And I was so low in my life because of all the things I experienced. I didn't feel love. I didn't know love existed. The idea of love that I had was always through this lens of like abuse and pain. And so love, I just really could not identify with it, right? But once I went to church with a friend and all we were doing was reading the Bible. Like, it was a very simple church. And as I would read certain scriptures, it was almost like I felt the love of God. I felt like, wow, maybe I got it wrong. And God became so real for me. And that was so comforting, the idea of I stopped doing cocaine, I stopped drinking, I stopped cigarettes, I stopped, girl. I was celibate for 8 years.
Hell no.
8 years. And I was so depressed. And I was so low in my life because of all the things
I'm depressed just listening to that. Celibate for 8 years and nothing against nobody just doing it, but hell no. Let's move on though, because there's more, child.
having faith in something I can't see, but that I can feel, and something that I know inside of my heart is there. And once I discovered that for myself, I depended on that relationship, because a lot of other relationships I felt like I could not depend on. I didn't have a father in my life. I didn't grow up with a dad, but God became my father. And I felt like I understood the love of a father. Having faith in something I can't.
I respect that. Okay. I respect that. She did it for maybe like a spiritual thing. A lot of people do that for different reasons. So I ain't even gonna judge on that. Do what you want to do. It's your body. But yeah, I don't know if I want to do that for 8 years. Girl, I will have an attitude like a mother sucker up in here. Y'all, every time y'all come on here, I'm gonna be going slam off. I'm gonna be done through my damn laptop across the room like a damn frisbee. 8 years of celibacy, bitch, no. But I respect this with her. She did it to kind of, a lot of people do that so that they can kind of center. I mean, hell, boxers, they don't even be intimate or have any type of intimacy leading up to their fight, because they have to, they have to get their bodies, ready for a bout or some type of fight or whatever. But damn, I fucked up a little bit. But yeah, so what do y'all think about what she had to say? Okay, she went through some life experiences. Okay, so Tasha says because of her life experiences that she didn't know what love was or that it existed. Says it. However, in my Kimmy voice, though, reading God's word, honey, that'll help you. Read the word, honey. Yes, she began to feel what she once thought did not exist. So shout out to her, because she did give up being on drugs. She said she was on the cocaine, so she gave that up and she started reading the Bible. That's good. That's good that you turned your life around, because child, I don't know what she was going through that made her be on that, but again, she is in Hollywood. Shout out to her for changing her life. Y'all know she does have a twin sister too. If you guys see the two of them side by side, you be like, okay, oh my God. But so I love her, and I'm happy that she actually found God and changed some things in her life that made her be a better person. So shout out to her for that. I ain't mad. Okay, I ain't mad at all. Moving on. All right, Sweet Tea, honey. Sweet Tea had time today. She is still being petty. She is still being petty, child. And damn, she still got heat for the girls out here, honey. Let's get into it. She throwing her shade. We're gonna get into that right quick. Then we're gonna move along. Sweet Tea, honey, from Married to Medicine. Y'all remember her? All right, I love her. Let's go. This is what she had to say.
And it's so diabolical, because this person had a beauty supply store at one point, and you would think they would have got some glue or something to take them sideburns down to keep from that wig slipping. Her wig is always slipping. You can't trust a bitch with the wig slipping. Who lies the most? Who lies the most? Oh my God! Like this is really an easy one, and all of you should know this. She lies the most. She tells the most lies on her YouTube channel, and y'all eat it up. And you know what? I think that's how she makes her coins. So it's been confirmed many times she knows the facts, and she just does what she wants to do. I guess for drama, for kicks and giggles, and I guess it's entertaining for people. And I don't mess with her. Who wig never sits right, and it's so diabolical, because this person had a beauty supply store at one point, and you would think they would have got some glue or something to take them sideburns.
Sweet Tea. Now, why Heavenly all those people? She got several pictures of of Heavenly spread out on the table. Her newfound hate for Heavenly is at an all-time high. I ain't even mad at it, because Heavenly is hella annoying. So she said, how the hell Heavenly gonna have a whole beauty supply store and her wig be looking busted with it peeling up on the sides with the sideburns peeling up? Girl, I feel you on that. Like, you can't be out here owning a hair store and your shit be looking busted. I don't like that. Like, how you own a hair store and your hair be looking a hot damn mess. That's a hot mess. But she, of course, you guys can see, is still throwing her shade towards Dr. Heavenly, because Heavenly helped get her kicked up off the show, her and Quad, okay? So she gonna always have daggers for Heavenly's ass, and I ain't even mad at it, because I'm not a huge fan of Heavenly at all. So girl, get your digs in, because Heavenly be doing it too on her channel. Every time Heavenly get a chance to say something negative about Sweet Tea, she go in for the kill. So hey, I ain't mad. Do what you gotta do. Okay, I'll entertain it. I sure will. I ain't even mad.
First down to keep from that wig slipping. Her wig is always slipping. You can't trust a bitch with a wig slipping. Who lies the most? Who lies the most? Oh my God! Like this is really an easy one. And
what's funny to me is when she said, "Who lies the most? Who lies the most?" Like you have somebody else to choose from with all the damn pictures laying on the table. It's heavenly. Why is she looking through the pictures like it's gonna be Simone or somebody when all the pictures is heavenly? Like, TT,
all of you should know this. She lies the most. She tells the most lies on her YouTube channel, and you know, y'all eat it up. And you know what? I think that's how she makes her coins. So it's been confirmed many times. She knows the facts, and she just does what she wants to do. I guess for drama, you know, for kicks and giggles, and you know, I guess it's entertaining for people. And oh, mess with her. Who wig never?
Y'all, a mess. Okay, a mess. I can't. All right, so let's get into this bald-headed, cockeyed fool, Martell Holt. All right, let's talk about him, and then we're gonna get on out of here, child. Yeah, Martell gonna take us on out of here, honey. Martell is gonna take us on out of here. We got to talk about him and give y'all the rest of these damn updates, and we probably go ahead and look at because I do have the court documents too. All right, let's go on and get into it, Lord. All right, so according to Fox 54 News, all right, let's go on and get into that time. The news y'all can use. Let's get into it. When Martell ass got arrested.
Right. Well, Love and Marriage Huntsville TV star Martell Holt was recently arrested for domestic violence. The 42-year-old was booked into the Madison County Jail last night. Holt was charged with third-degree domestic violence and harassing communications. He was later released just after 7 last night.
All right, so y'all see that? Y'all remember? Do you remember? All right, so y'all remember that. Let's get into some things of the things, okay? Let's get into this damn statement because this is going to all lead up to the bullshit that has transpired. That's the word. With Martell and his lying ass. Shout out to the 541 watching. 541 people watching me. Me, carry on me, little old me. Thank you. All right. So Martell Holt releases a statement since being released from jail. Let's get into that. Okay. All right. So let's get our good reading skills in here. Now, Love and Marriage Huntsville, which is this show that he is on and ain't giving shit while he on there. Star Love Martell Holt is finally addressing his recent arrest. Now, said that we reported that Holt was arrested on DV on Tuesday. All right, January the 9th. He was also charged with third-degree harassing communications. Now, Holt's publicist, which is Ariane's cousin, coincidentally, released a statement on his behalf saying that he adamantly denies any wrongdoing, even though he pled guilty for said charges. Okay, let's get into it. How you denying it and then go and how you deny it and then say, "Oh, guilty, Your Honor"? Said that said that we would like. This is the issue. This is a statement. Said that we would like to issue an official statement regarding the recent allegations against Martell Holt concerning harassment text messages to his accuser dating back to August of 2022. Now, said it is with great concern that we address these accusations. Martell Holt adamantly denies any intentional harm or harassment towards the accuser, which we all know to be Melody Cherie Rogers. Says that we believe that these allegations are the result of a misunderstanding, and we are confident that the legal process will ultimately vindicate Mr. Holt, even though he was found guilty. Okay, great. Continuing on. It continued that Martell remains committed to being a devoted father. Here we go with that shit. And maintaining a positive and healthy co-parenting relationship with Miss Rogers and Miss Curry for the well-being of their children, which would be 5 in total. Now, despite the challenges presented, Martell will continue to focus on his role as a responsible parent, really, and contribute positivity to his community, in my teacher voice, really. Says that we urge the public and media to approach this matter with fairness and sensitivity, considering the impact such allegations have had on individuals and their families. Okay, girl. Now, the publicist added, we are confident that as the legal proceedings unfold, that the truth will emerge and Martell Holt, with his lying, bald-headed ass, I added that, will be exonerated. the lies you all told. Says that we appreciate your understanding and respect for Martell's privacy during this challenging time. Really? Is it challenging his privacy? Really? Oh, okay. Now, further updates will be provided through official channels. Okay. Now, that was what his publicist, aka Ariana cousin, had to say. Okay. Shout out to what is it? The BSL, because that's where we got that. All right, let's continue on. Let's continue on now. All right, so let's go ahead and let me get back to my main screen. Then we're gonna get into that because I want to pull up the court documents because we got them. Thank you, Marcella. Marcella, thank you for allowing me to use them, ma'am. All right, she sent those to me. Thank you. In the DMs, Lord, didn't I tell y'all that content creators, we do share information to get the information out there. All right, so thank you, Marcella, for sending those to me. All right, so as you guys can see, let me go on over here, child, because I got to blow it up because we're gonna up and read them to you, Lord. Okay. We're going to read them to you, Lord. So y'all will be in the know. All right. Let me turn it this way so we be. We want to know, honey. I'm like, Joe, I want to know. All right. I want to know. All right. So as you guys can see on my screen, let's go ahead and read them in its entirety. All right. Because I like to show while we're watching. Okay. Let's get on down here. So this says that in the Circuit Court of Madison County, Alabama, City of Huntsville Municipal Corporation within the state of Alabama versus Martell Holt, who is the defendant. So the state is pressing these charges upon his crusty ass. All right. Let's continue. Plea agreement. All right. Plea agreement says it comes now the city of Huntsville by and through its assistant city attorney and there's a space there attorney for the above style defendant and presents to this honorable court that after discussion and negotiation between the parties, after a full explanation of rights has been given to the defendant as evidence, okay, by the attached explanation of rights form, and after such disclosure of information between the parties as each deemed sufficient, it is agreed in this case, subject to acceptance by the court, that one, y'all ready for this? The defendant will enter a plea of guilty to the following charges: harassment communication, amend from DV harassing communications, meaning he is not going to take the charge of DV harassing communication, but harassing communication. So they took off the DV, and the reason why he agreed to this, now you guys also remember he was supposed to have a jury trial. That is what he requested, but Martell thought about that shit and said, you know what, bitch, if they find me guilty of DV harassing communications, that's also, because y'all know the trial coming up for the child custody case is approaching here in a few weeks, he will lose any type of custody. We're going to get into what Alabama courts say in terms of what they require when certain DV charges are on a person. All right, in terms of visitation. All right, so it says that A says it to imprisonment for a term of, they didn't put anything there. B, that the sentence he split for the defendant to serve whatever days, because he's not getting any jail time, and which his ass should. He thought about that. Now, had they found him guilty, he would have gotten jail time. So Martell went and what he did was he made a deal with the prosecutors because he, like I said, he's not going to be getting the DV harassing, but the harassing communications. So they removed that. He struck a deal because he knew his motherfucking ass was guilty. Okay, that's what had happened. It's in the court documents. You guys are seeing it right here. Okay, again, shout out to Marcella for that. Which means he would have lost all, or probably had to get visitation by way of supervised if he would have gotten any visitation at all with this next trial coming up. All right, let's skip on down to what they checked off on, which was E. It said that the defendant be ordered to pay a fine of $300. You guys can see it here. E, where my mouse is moving. E, he's going to pay a fine of $300, which I think that shit should have been more. It said that G, which they checked G, said that the defendant be ordered to pay all court costs as assessed by the clerk. The clerk said that the $100 bail bond fee and any fees owed to any court-appointed attorney. All right? That was G, which is checked off. Okay, let's continue down. All right, so that's it on that. We've got to read no more on that. For those of you that want to pull it up, at the court down there, as CC, this is the court. The document is CC-24-1431-DSP. It's on the screen right here, as you guys can see. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, yeah, baby, we're gonna look at these court documents. Yes, we will, honey, because I like to show. I like a visual when I'm reading, honey. Make sure we get on the same page. All right. Let's make it big because we like big, honey. I love big. No pun intended. All right. Document 13, as you guys can see on my screen. We're going to read it in its entirety. Y'all ready? In the Circuit Court of Madison County, Alabama, case number, again, CC-24-1431, and then they did not write the rest. City of Huntsville versus State of Alabama versus Martell Holt. Defendant, okay? All right. So plea adjudication and sentencing order. All right. It's kind of blurred, so you guys be patient with me as I read it. All right. So plea of guilty and adjudication of guilt comes now the above named defendant, represented by counsel, namely Shay Golden. All right. He had a female Esquire with so withdrawal. Okay. All pleas previously entered herein. Okay, said that if any, and to offer instead plea of guilty in this matter, the state city municipality, okay, is duly represented by Josh Graff, Esquire. Said that the defendant has executed and filed an explanation of rights and plea of guilty. Okay. Said that the court has verified and acknowledged the same. So Martell, while y'all sitting here putting out this statement that the courts, hopefully the courts will do this nigga he done pled guilty. Martell pled guilty. Mind you, he still have not got the mental evaluation, all right, the psych evaluation either. So like I said, he's got a few more weeks because he has to have that done by the time they have the child custody case. I don't know if he's waiting right up until the time, but he has to have that done by then, or that's going to be another monkey wrench in that situation. All right, so before accepting the defendant's guilty plea, this court has ascertained, I think that is, and specifically finds that he or that the defendant rather was fully advised of all applicable constitutional, sanitary, and procedural rights and information. It's kind of blurry, y'all. My bad. And that the defendant knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily entered a plea of guilty to the offenses of amended to harassing communication. So he is found guilty of this. It is documented. Now, if he goes out and does this shit again, that's going to be his ass. Okay. Because twice for the same shit, for the same crime, is not going to be good for his ass. So I hope he stays away and follows what the courts have asked him to do. They should have also kept, I feel, if they wanted to stay within the limits of holding him accountable, I feel like they should have left him on probation, because probation keeps you here. That's called a straight and narrow. Y'all know Martell do what the fuck he wants to do. He's sneaky, he do shit, and if he don't do it, he have other people like Ariane do it for him. So this keeps him here. Okay. All right, so let's continue. Sentence order. This shit is so blurry. So that the parties here to have executed and filed a plea agreement attached here to as Exhibit A. In this case, the defendant having been asked and having been provided an opportunity to say why a sentence should now be imposed, and the court having considered all probative matters relative herein, including a pre-sentence report, unless same was duly waived, and having considered the plea agreement submitted upon allocation, the court hereby. Okay. All right, so they check off here, as you guys can see where the check mark is, where I'm reading. All right, I know it's kind of small, but bear with me. Accepts, adopts, and what is that? Ratifies the plea agreement of the parties, sentencing the defendant in accordance therewith, and incorporating by reference all terms and conditions of the same, rendering it the order of sentence in this case. Probation is with, and then there's nothing checked off there. Okay, so let's go down to where it's checked again. All right, so the next check mark down here, further down. All right, Says that bail fee of $100, okay, is what he has to pay. The bond forfeiture, okay, which is $50, and then it says 51 is hereby set aside and recall the warrant. Because y'all know there was a warrant out for his arrest on that situation. Y'all remember Melody said that Martell was out driving around and they just so happened to pull him over because when they ran his tags, there was a warrant. All right. Or he went to the courthouse or something of that effect. All right. He went to the courthouse to go get some paperwork. That's what it was. All right. So he went to the courthouse. Y'all remember he had the kids with him. He went in to get some paperwork only to find out that Melody had taken out a warrant on him and they had to take him immediately. Marlene had to go there and get the kids. Y'all remember. I had it wrong. My bad. All right. So further down at the bottom here, further, the defendant was duly advised of the right to appeal herein. Okay. They checked off here, said the defendant has waived his right to appeal, said that the defendant has not waived his right to appeal. So they checked off the defendant has waived his right to appeal. So he has. Done order this 18th day of August of 2025 is signed off Donna S. Pate, who is the circuit judge in this case. All right. Y'all got that? So let's go to the next page. All right. Let me get there with you guys. All right. Ooh, let me make it bigger. All right. So we're going to read off on what it says. Document 13 still. All right. So Alabama Judicial Information System case. It gives the case number CC 2024-001431. All right. Case action summary. Circuit criminal. Run date 5/8/2024 in the Circuit Court of Madison County, City of Huntsville. Gives the case number again versus Martell Holt. It gives the address, which I'm not going to read. Date of birth 1/4/1982. Sex male. Race black. Height. We don't care. Charged with DV third harassment communication. It gives the code. Offense date 8/27/2022. Agency officer. It gives the officer number 0470100. Date of the warrant. Cap issue. They didn't put the date there. Date arrested 5/3/2024 or date filed rather. Bond amount $1,000. What is that? Sureties, Little Tiffany's bond company. That's what they bonded him out through. Little Tiffany's bail bondsman. All right, who's Little Tiffany child? All right, let's continue. Prosecutor Graf Joshua Robert Graf. All right, that's the prosecutor. All right, so going down. Jesus, this is jumbled up. Okay, on 5/3, a scan filed was for the appeal. So for 5/3, it looks like the appeal 5/3 of 2024 was the appeal date. Looks like on 5/8, it was assigned to Donna S. Pate, okay, which is the judge. All right, so 5/8 also was the initial status set to be set to bond rather. On 5/8, it says it was filed on 5/3 of 2024. Transaction date 5/8 again, bond set at $1,000. On 5/8, bond type of pro bond company. Okay. On 5/8 dated of 2024, all of these are 2024 dated. Surety bond or surety added. Little Tiffany's bail bondsman. It just gives a breakdown of all of this, and I'm just reading as it's shown. 5/8 of 2024 charge 1 DV third harassing communication. All right. 5/8 of 2024, and then it gives a number of 11224-018. 5/8 of 2024 case scan status set to N, whatever that N is. All right. So that's actually it. Okay. That's all it gives is just a breakdown of everything that was said. All right. So let's go ahead and take that down so we can get to the next thing. This is going to be the last one. Okay. We want to we want to educate ourselves just a little bit on how Alabama courts work and their requirements when said charges like this are upon them. I like to say upon because it just seems, All right, we're going to get you guys out of here after this post. All right, this is our last and final one. According to Legal Clarity, because this is what we're looking at, and I go to this sometimes when I need to read up on something, some legalities, let's say it that way. So according to Alabama DV violence laws, offenses, penalties, and rights. All right. Now, DV laws in Alabama protect victims and hold offenders accountable which you guys know that's what Martell originally was going to be charged with, but they took that off, and we're going to look at why. Now, it said that these laws cover offenses ranging from physical harm to harassment and stalking, with penalties varying based on the severity of the crime. Understanding these laws is crucial for victims seeking protection and individuals facing accusations. All right, let me get my screen back up. Okay. All right. All right. Let's continue on. All right, sorry for all the pop-ups as well. Now, Alabama enforces strict measures such as protective orders, mandatory arrests, and significant legal consequences for those convicted. Now, given the complexity of DV cases, knowing your rights and legal options is essential. That's anywhere. Now, offenses and degrees. Alabama categorizes DV offenses into 3 degrees based on the severity of the act and the relationship between the parties involved. The offenses range from misdemeanors to serious felonies and apply to individuals such as current or former spouses, parents, or of a shared child, household members, and dating partners. DV in the first degree is a Class A felony involving first-degree assault or aggravated stalking against a protected individual. First-degree assault includes causing serious physical injury with a deadly weapon or with intent to cause permanent disfigurement. Now, a conviction carries severe legal consequences, including lengthy prison sentences. DV in the second degree, a Class B felony, includes second-degree assault, stalking, burglary, or criminal mischief against a protected individual. Second-degree assault involves causing injury with a dangerous instrument or recklessly causing serious harm with extreme indifference to human life. Now, this category also covers property-related offenses that instill fear or exert control over a victim. What my brother doing here? Says domestic or DV rather, in the third degree, a Class A misdemeanor applies to offenses such as harassment, menacing, reckless endangerment, third degree assault rather, or criminal coercion against a domestic partner. Now, third degree assault involves causing physical injury with intent, recklessness, or criminal negligence with a deadly weapon. While it does not require serious bodily harm, it is still considered a significant offense. Temporary and final protective orders. Protective orders or restraining orders restrict an alleged abuser's attack with a victim. Alabama courts issue temporary protective orders, which we all call them TPOs, and final protective orders, FPOs, to provide legal protection. Now, a TPO or ex parte order is granted on an emergency basis when a petitioner demonstrates an immediate threat of harm. Now, courts issue these orders without prior notice to the alleged abuser, requiring a sworn affidavit detailing the incident of domestic violence. Now, judges may include provisions such as prohibiting contact, removing the respondent from a shared residence, and granting temporary custody of the children. These orders typically remain in effect until a full hearing, usually within 10 to 14 days. Now, at the full hearing, it said that the court determines whether to issue an FPO, which can last up to 1 year with the possibility of extension. Now, unlike a TPO, a final order requires that the respondent be notified and given an opportunity to contest the claims. Judges consider prior incidents of violence, ongoing threats, and violations of previous protective orders. Final orders may include provisions for child support, supervised visitation, and firearm restrictions, okay, which Martell does own a firearm. So y'all know during the time he was on probation, he definitely had to relinquish his firearm because you cannot be on probation with a firearm. Now, violating a final order can result in contempt of court proceedings and additional legal consequences. Mandatory arrest protocols. Alabama law mandates arrest in DV cases to ensure swift intervention. Law enforcement must arrest a suspect if there is probable cause to believe a DV offense has occurred, even if the alleged victim does not wish to press charges. That means the state take over. Now, officers assesses the situation based on physical evidence, witness statement, and visible injuries. If both parties accuse each other, officers determine the primary aggressor rather than arresting both individuals. That's anywhere, not just Alabama. Now, factors include the severity of injuries, prior history of violence, and whether one party acted in self-defense. Now, the great thing for Melody is this is documented with Martell, that he does have this harassing communication. So, like I was saying before, if this situation does arise again, she can go back and use that. This is court documented and it's on docket, it's on paper that he was found guilty and admitted to said guilt in this particular case where the state charged him with this, not Melody, because he asked for a jury trial. But again, he knew sitting in a jury and they find him guilty, jail time was definitely going to be on the table. He was facing that, if not 30 days or more. All right. So that's why he went back and said, hey, let's cut a deal. That's what he did. So don't be hearing all that shit that Martell be saying. And he going to try to get on the show, on the second part of the show, I believe, to be his storyline, to get on there and say that the shit was not that. Y'all heard him at the reunion sitting up there saying, I was not found guilty. I did not plead guilty. Well, what the fuck is this, Martell? I showed y'all the court documents. He pled guilty. Melody said it as well, and he sat there and argued her down. That's why he kept over talking her. Anytime you're telling the truth on Martell, and that's anybody, they're going to always try to over talk you so that you can only hear what they have to say and not the truth. And that's what he tried to do to Melody. When Carlos was asking him, were you found guilty? Did you plead guilty? No, that was not it. But in court documents, it showed that you did. You asked for a deal. All right, so let's get into it. Once an arrest is made, the accused is held for mandatory 12-hour cooling off period if the offense involves physical injury or a threat of serious harm. Now, during this time, magistrate reviewed the case to determine bail conditions, which may include restrictions on contact with the alleged victim. All right, court proceedings. Let's get into this. All right, DV cases follow a structural legal process. Now, after arrest, the accused appears in court within 48 hours, where a judge determines whether there is probable cause to proceed. Now, the court may impose pretrial conditions such as a no contact order, which is what Melody has against Martell, to protect the alleged victim. He cannot contact her unless it pertains to the children. And then they have a certain way in which he contacts her. Okay. Yeah, you better follow it too. Said that the district attorney decides whether to file formal charges, even if the victim does not cooperate. Y'all hear that? And that's what he did, struck a deal with the prosecutor. So the prosecutors rely on police reports, medical records, 911 call recordings, and witness statements to build their case. Obviously, they had a case if his ass came and said, hey, let me strike a deal with you. So about that jury trial, fuck all that. Let's go ahead on and do this, okay? What kind of deal y'all trying to offer me? Because I don't want to go to jail. All right. So it said the defendants facing felony charges may be indicted by a grand jury, which requires a majority vote to proceed to trial, which is what he asked for. Now, misdemeanor cases go directly to trial in district or municipal court, where a judge typically renders a verdict. That's something he didn't want. Penalties. Let's get into that. Y'all ready? All right. So the penalty for domestic violence convictions may vary based on the severity of the offense and prior convictions. All right. If you do that shit again, that's your ass. All right. Because there's going to be a prior. First degree, class A felony, 10 years to life in prison, fines up to $60,000. Repeat offenders may face life imprisonment without parole under Alabama's Habitual Felony Offenders Act. Please do something again, Martell. I kind of hope he does fuck up again. The petty part of me hopes he does some shit. Because, yeah. All right, so second degree, class B felony, 2 to 20 years in prison. Fines up to $30,000. Third degree, class A misdemeanor, up to 1 year in jail. Fines up to $6,000. All right, a third conviction is upgraded to a class C felony, carrying 1 to 10 years in the prison or penitentiary, if you want to call it that. All right, judges may impose anger management programs, supervised probation, and firearm restrictions, which you don't need one anyway. Now, convicted offenders are also prohibited from possessing firearms, like I just told you, with violations resulting in additional felony charges. Now, courts may require restitution payments for the victim's medical expenses, counseling, or property damage. Collateral consequences. Y'all ready for this? A domestic violence conviction affects multiple aspects of a person's life beyond legal penalties. Firearm restrictions. Federal law provides, or prohibits rather, individuals convicted of misdemeanor DV offenses from owning firearms. So meaning if he was found guilty for DV, he would have had to give up his firearms. He would not have been a licensed carrier, because he already admitted that he had and pow. Okay. Affecting law enforcement and military personnel. Child custody and visitation. I've been waiting to read this. All right. Had he gotten the DV harassing communications, this is what it would have been. And this is why he struck a deal to have a lesser harassing communications with the DV taken off, because of this. Child custody and visitation. Court considers DV violence history when determining custody. Y'all ready for this? A conviction may lead to supervised visitation or loss of custodial rights. This is why he struck a deal. This is why he struck a deal. I'm going to read it one more time. Martell absolutely knows what the hell it is. His attorneys plus the prosecutor say this is what it is. His attorney pretty much told him, if you get convicted and or found guilty of DV harassing community, because that's what he was being charged for, he struck a deal for a lesser charge. For this reason, Martell only cares about having these kids around. That's all he has. Okay. He don't really want custody, but to lose custody would mean that he loses every solitary thing as related to Melody. You don't get to see her. You don't get to speak to her. None of that. So he going to hold on to this custody shit. All right. Child custody and visitation. Let's read it one more time. Court consider DV history when determining custody. A conviction may lead to supervised visitation or loss of custodial rights. He knew when they went to the child custody case for coming up in the next few weeks, if that DV harassing communication, this is why Melody Cherie wanted this case to be first before the child custody case, so that if he's found guilty of DV first degree, whatever degree, third, first, I don't give a fuck. If he was found guilty of DV harassing communications, when they went to the next case, which is the child custody case, according to Alabama law, he would get probably no visitation or supervised. So she knew exactly what she was doing. Her attorneys absolutely advised her right in doing so. But Martell always pulled a switcheroo, and he knew what the fuck was going to happen if he was found guilty. So he struck a deal and was found guilty of a lesser charge. Let's get into immigration consequences. We don't care about that because that does not apply. Employment and housing. I'll read it. Conviction can disqualify individuals from jobs requiring security clearance or professional licenses, all right, which we already know he ain't going to ever attain that because he can't even pass the builder's license. So had he been convicted of that, he probably wouldn't have got a builder's license, which he ain't going to get anyway because he can't pass the fucking test. Landlords may deny housing applications based on criminal records. Y'all know he stayed moving everywhere. So he can't stay with Ariane. He can't stay in his own home because Ariane lived there. So he has to keep going from place to place to place. He has to qualify in order to rent houses or wherever he's staying. So in order to do that, had he had that on his record, DV, harassing communication, they may, because y'all know they do background checks, they may say, hey, you can't stay here. Okay. So he knew he had to weigh all of his damn options as related to these charges that were upon his ass. Now, when to seek legal advice, you guys know that. All right. We don't need to get into that. I really wanted to go into what Alabama law had to say in terms of DV harassing communications and how they see that particular charge and how they act or react when said charges are on somebody, especially with him having another case quickly approaching in the next few weeks for child custody. All right. So you guys saw that. I read it to you guys verbatim in terms of what it had to say. If y'all want to read more into that, go to Legal Clarity and pull up Alabama law on DV harassing communications. All right. So that is it for my show. Okay. I ain't got no more. I ain't got no more. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you guys got all the information that you guys needed on this case. All right. But he did plead guilty. He did take a lesser charge. He did take a deal with the prosecutors in this case from the state for a lesser charge of harassing communication minus the DV. He did have to pay a $300 fee as well as $100 court appointed fee as well. They did drop the probation from him, so he's no longer on probation, but he is going to have to walk a straight and narrow. He also still has his case coming up and or pending for the child custody case with Melody Cherie here in a few weeks. All right, so as we get updates on that, y'all know, honey, I'm like the Lord. I will not withhold any good thing from you. I'll pop right back on here just like I'm doing right now and give you guys all the updated information on that as well. All right, so thank you guys so much. Let me do my thank you so we can get out of here because I gotta go. All right. Y'all know I love y'all. I love to stay with y'all all day, but I got shit to do. I gotta work. All right, so Scorpion Miss, to my mods, y'all know I love y'all down. My top flight mods, Scorpion Miss, Sweet Essence, Rose Armstead, True TV Podcast, KBR, Tyra. Thank you guys so much for doing an awesome job. Okay, I appreciate you guys. To all of my content creators that stopped by here, I see you Sunday days. Thanks for being here. Brown Skin Confessionals. Hi, what's up? That's my girl. Hi. All right. Thank you, Brown Skin Girls, for stopping by. Chef Don, if you were here, thanks for being here. Schoolboy, thanks for being here. Sunny Days. Thank you so much. Simple Mom Family TV, Astute Queen B. Thank you for being here. Purple Unicorn. If we have any more, please let me know. That's my girl here. Shout out to Brown Skin Girl. You guys welcome her to the chat. Y'all know we love her. All right. We love her. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Do we have any more? Mars, please let me know. Do we have any other content creators that we did not mention before we get out of here? Because I got to go. She said, I missed it. Going to watch the replay. Okay. Yes, you may do that, ma'am. All right. You know you're welcome over here anytime. And I know it's anytime. All right. Anytime, any place. That's what, Janet Jackson said that, honey. Anytime, any place. All right. So nobody else. Oh, Miss Didi. Thank you so much for being here, Miss Didi. Okay. I love you, girl. I mean it. All right. I love you real bad. All right. Nobody else. Thank you, Rose. All right. We're going to get on out of here. Let's go ahead and jam on out of here. Let me play my new beat for y'all again. Bye. Please don't forget to tap on that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. As you guys can see, we have all the tee over here, all the updates, major updates, whatever you guys need right here on the Caramel Show. I love you guys all real bad. See you on the next one. Bye.